Hey everyone, welcome back to the Barnabas Robot Arm. So we took a little break as we needed some time to adjust the motors and to just kind of get everything working. Just kind of a recap. Some of the trickier things with this project is that if the motors push push these parts past where it needs to be, we went over that in the previous video. It's gonna cause the robot to reset because the thing with the servo motors is that even if you can't physically turn the motor to a certain spot, the motor will keep sucking energy from the power supply until actually the power supply uh, until that causes the Arduino to reset. And so when that's happening as you're trying to debug, that's going to be troublesome. It's going to be tough. So one of the things that some of you guys came up with is to disconnect the motors and just do one motor at a time, because maybe you got two or three motors causing the issue. That's going to be problematic. And then another thing, in case you ran into that, just to kind of recap, is that if these screws here are tightened too tightly, that can also cause the motor not to be able to move that part, and then you might have that same issue where the motor keeps pushing, sucking energy until the Arduino resets. Another one is the cable here, right? If this cable gets caught and it's trying to go somewhere and it can't get there, it can also reset. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you did run into one of those, all of those, or even something else, I just want to congratulate you for getting up to this point. This is not an easy project, right? So there are many things that can go wrong with this project, and there's pros and cons to that. If everything worked the first time, it's nice it worked the first time. If it doesn't work the first time, then what we can gain from that is that we're learning how real world engineering works. Because as an engineer for 10 years, nothing is going to work the first time. Or if maybe a portion of it does, but definitely not all of it. Okay, so enough about that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So a recap, we found the limits of each of my motors here: the claw, the base, tilt, and extend. So we slowly did that, one motor each. And so now we know that, for example, the claw, if I go, as long as I stay between 5 and 120, my arm's not going to freak out and cause a reset or something like that, because those are my limits. Same as for the base max, the base motor, tilt, and extend. Okay, so how do we use these? Well, there's the best way to do it in your code, and then there's probably the messiest way to do it. I'm going to do something in between. So the best way to do it is probably to use something like classes or structs, which are types within, it's a topic within C, C++. I'm not going to cover that in this video. Maybe if there's enough interest, I can make one for that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use these parameters by just adding new parameters to our function. Okay? What I meant to say, we're going to add in these limits by adding parameters to our function. So let's go ahead and do that. So our function here to move the motor is right here, right? I call move motor, I put the motor, and I put the target. So let's go and see how it's used. So I move motor, I want to move the claw motor, and I want to go to the closed position. And then there, I want to go to the open position. Okay? And then these are macros, which are all set up here. Now, another note, your numbers will be different from mine, right? Because everyone's motor, depending on how you screwed in the coupling, how you placed your motor, your numbers will be different from mine. That's kind of also what makes this project a little bit challenging, but also a little bit real world as well. Okay, so these little imperfections, remember, it's teaching us the taste of what it means to be a real engineer. All right, so now let's put that in, those parameters. So so every time I move a motor, I want to put in the max and the min. For the claw, I can just call it open and close, because that's the same as max and min for me. But I need 2 for each one. So I'm going to go back to my move motor, and let's add 2 more parameters. So right now it takes in 2 parameters, motor and target. Let's add one here that says it's an int. It's going to be the min, and another one that has the max. Okay? All right. So then now I would do this. So now I would say something like this. Let's say if I want to go to claw mode, my target is 0. And then I would put the min. So it's claw open. Sorry, is it? Going back up here. Oh no, close is the small one. So claw close, comma, claw open. Okay, so now you have 4 things. You put the motor, your target angle, close, and then open. All right. So let's just delete the rest for now. Okay. And it's gonna be the same thing for the base motor. I'll just have 1 for now. Let's do 0, base min, base max. Okay. Excuse me. Now you might be wondering, how is this all gonna work? There's more code we have to write, so just hang in there. Let's just get our parameters correct. Okay, tilt motor. Let's also try to go to target 0, tilt min, tilt max. Cool. Extend motor. Let's go to 0, extend min, extend max. Okay. Cool. So right now it's, what's it gonna do? Right now, if we go to move motor, it's gonna run through this. It's gonna read your current angle, and then it's going to just basically move to 0, because we just we keep moving. Basically, we did this incremental move thing with the angle down and stuff like that, and angle up. But it's essentially gonna move to whatever the target is. Okay. Because I haven't changed the code in there. So right now it's 0. It's going to try to move the claw, the base, the tilt, and the extent to 0. But that's bad, right? Because what if 0 is less than the base min? That's going to cause some issues with my robot arm, right? Maybe even an Arduino reset. So we have to do some comparison here. So let's go back to move motor. So right now, let's see. So here is the code, if I go to line 57, where it moves downwards. And we can know that because it had a good name called move angle down. So this is the area of code that executes whenever we're trying to move from a big angle to a small angle, move angle down. So we need to do a test here, because we need to say if, I'll put a comment, if the current angle is smaller or equal to the min, then stop, right? Because I don't want to go below the min, right? So I should be able to code that, right? So I'll say if target is less than or equal to the min, then got my braces here, then I guess do nothing. Else I want to do what? I'm gonna move it down. Okay, so that logic should work. Let's just review. Let's think it through. If my new angle is less than or equal to the minimum angle for that motor, then do nothing. That is correct. Excuse me. Because we don't want to move, because that could cause an issue. Okay, now, and then if it's not that, then go ahead and move down. So that works, but it's kind of messy. I could actually simplify that. What if I said this? Isn't this the same as saying if target is greater than let's see, or is that even right? Maybe that would, I'm just checking here. Okay, I think that would work. I'm just kind of got crisscross in my brain, but we'll see. If it doesn't work, then I'll kind of have a hint as to why it doesn't work. But I think that's correct still. Okay, now let's do it another way. If target is greater than min, then move angle down. Okay, and let's delete this. So would that work? So instead of a if and an else, I just say only move if the target is greater than the minimum. I think that's correct. Maybe it's greater than or equal to, because if it's equal to the minimum, that's okay too, right? But if the target is less than the minimum, then don't move. All right, I think I like that. Again, we're gonna test it, and let's go for the other one, for move angle up. It should be the opposite, right? So if target is less than or equal to the max, then move angle up. Okay. So let's see what happens now. All right. So I'm going to say everything is going to go to 0, right? But because of my code, it should prevent it from going to 0. Let's see. So everything starts at 90 because I have that here, right? So it's just go at 90 if you go to my top down view, right? It's center point, 12 o'clock right now. So it should just stay there because, oh, except for the base. The base min is 0. So the base will go to the 0, but the claw, the min, the tilt and extend shouldn't do anything. Let's make sure. My base moved over. And nothing else. Okay, so it looks like my code is working because only the claw moved. Now, let's make the claw close, okay, as well. So we're going to reset again. So they can actually close, I need to do like 6. I'll just do 6. Let's say for the claw. Let's say 6. Okay. So if I put 6 here instead of 0, because it's bigger than the minimum, it should be okay. Let's try. Just gonna reset. Excuse me. We're gonna reset to 90. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but the claw closed. Cool. And then now let's add in the not looking for caps here. Let's put a delay here. Just for fun, let's make it open too. And so what is it? Let's just play with it. 180, right? Let's say, oh, I think open is 180. I don't think it is. Let's see. Oh, actually, oh no. Claw, the max is 120. So what would happen? Would it move at all? What would happen? Let's see. Okay. Close. What was up with that? Let's see. Oh, sorry. I did the base motor here. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna get the claw to close and then open. So my bad. Okay, let's see if it closes and opens. Let's see. Okay, open, close. It doesn't open again. Okay, so what's going on here? I think I might know. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do with you all is to kind of make mistakes with you. Okay, so let's think about it. I wanted to go to 180, right? Which is should be open, but the claw is closed here. So what's the deal? Well, 180 is bigger than 120, so the code's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you go. It's gonna hurt the motor, which is safe, so your motors aren't gonna freak out and get stuck. But ideally, what I wanted to do is I would still want it to open and just stop at 120 instead of going all the way to 180, right? So how do I do that? So how do I go back to here? How do I get it to go, instead of 180, go to not all the way to 180 because that's bad, but go to 120, and it's kind of autocorrect that 180 120. Let's see here. Okay, so might take some debugging here. All right. Oh, okay. So move motor, what that does is that the first thing it does is it looks at your target. So let's say, okay, I put my target as 180, right, for the claw, and then the max was 120 for the claw, right? So if we just follow the code, it said if target is greater than or equal to the min. So the target meaning in this case was 180. This would work, but I'm in the wrong area. I'm actually trying to go angle up, right? So let's go to the right area. So this area, this block is what does angle up. Okay, so if my target, which is 180, is less than or equal to the max, which is 120, then do this. But it's not, so then it just skips over and then doesn't even do this function. So that's why it doesn't move at all. But I want it to be smarter than that. I want it to move, but only to the max. So what I need to do is this. I need to go ahead and add these parameters. It's called passing through. So these min and max, I have to pass it through into the move angle down, because I need the move angle down to keep track of the min and max as well. So let's go ahead and put them in, min and max. Min and max. Okay, now I gotta do the same thing here as with our function declarations. I have to say a min and a max. Same thing. So that's moving up and also down. And max. Okay, so now let's start with this one here. So this is where those increments are made, right? So right now, just going back to the example with the claw, it's going to try to go to 180. I want it to move angle up, but stop at 120. So this is where then I would write the code. So inside this loop here, if angle, I'm trying to get this right here off the top of my head. Okay, if the angle, if the target is less than or equal to the max, then do this stuff in here. Let me fix these. Okay. Yeah, because if the angle is greater than the max, then in that while loop, it'll still be looping. It's going to skip over this and make sure it doesn't go past the max. Okay, I'm doing this slowly because I already made a mistake, right? So I could make a mistake. I'm like thinking about this as we're doing this. Okay, the opposite here. If the angle for angle down, this is move angle down. If angle is greater than or equal to the min, right? Then I want to do this stuff. I want to fix my indents here. Okay. Let's try this. There's a lot going on here. But the main thing here, and you know, I want you to go ahead and look through the code, make sure it makes sense to you, is I'm passing in the min and the max to move angle up and move angle down, because those are the actual functions that move it step by step. All right. The move motor function is more like the master function. It's if you just if you just move put the test here, then it's just going to shut down. It's going to say like, I'm going to move or not move at all. But that's not what I want. I want it to move, but only move to the min or the max. So I think what I need to do is get rid of this if, because I want to, yeah, because I want to be able to still do move angle down, but only go to the min. And then same thing here. I still want to, even if the max is greater, the target's bigger than the max, I still want to do it, okay? But move angle up will make sure I don't go past the max. Let us try. Okay. Now that I fixed that, the claw should open. Sorry guys, getting over a cold here. Okay, it should open and close, and then do the rest of this. Open, close, open again. Yes, yes. Cool. Let's see if everything's good over here. Okay. So things are looking good. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and give some challenges here. Okay. Okay. Challenge number 1. Add min max to move motor function. I guess it's 3 functions, right? Move motor, move angle up. Functions to take into account the min max values. Okay. Once you've done that correctly, what you can do now is your motors will be safe, right? Because whatever your commands will be safe. Whatever you put here, okay, it's never gonna mess up, right? So I could put like just random values in here, like 200, -20, 30, let's say. Like these are kind of excuse me, these are crazy numbers here. It's like 200 minus 20, 30, but it should still protect it from doing anything crazy. Let's just try because I'm curious. Okay. Open, and the base should go to like 180. Is it doing that? And oh, interesting. So this didn't do anything, this didn't do anything. But the base, shouldn't it go to 180? Should we check? Just want to double check here before I let you go. Maybe I messed something up. Okay. I'm just going to do a base motor to 200. It should go to 180, right? So right now it's at 90. Let's see. Okay, so it worked okay. Let's see. Maybe because I forgot to put the delay after this, because it's actually trying to move. Rookie mistake, I think. Let's see. I don't know, let's put 5 seconds after that. And even I make that delay thing, right? If you don't tell it to chill out there, it's going to skip over the command, right? Okay. One more time. Okay, 90. Close. Should go open. Now move the base. Hello base. Are we moving here? Let's see what's going on here. So base motor at 200. Base motor. Okay. Maybe I messed up this here. So I'm trying to go. Let's see. The base motor starts at 90, and I'm trying to get to 180. What's going on here? Maybe some of you guys see my issue here already. I don't know. Just commenting out all the moves except for base 200. Okay. Someone might be laughing at me as you're watching this. Like, what's wrong with my code? How come the base just stays at 90? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so it goes to the 180. What happens if I do? I don't know. Let's put 5,000. 0 and 200. Okay, so it should first go this way and then back. And then it went to the 200 there. There's something weird going on here. Okay, what if I just do base motor to 0? So seems like going that way doesn't want to work. But what if I do like 20, let's say? Huh. What is going on here? Base motor. Good thing we're having this issue now, right? So let's see. Move motor. So if I put... Okay, let's just pretend we're doing 0 here, okay? For the base motor. So then what I want to do... Oh, and let me make sure my wires are good. They look okay. That's another thing. Oh! Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Okay, this wire right here, I don't know if you saw that. It was stuck. It was catching right here on this corner here, not allowing the motor to go. Okay. So there you go. I made also a mistake where it's because it wasn't moving, not because of my code, I don't think. It was because the cable was caught. Oh, okay. All right. Let's try it again here. Now it should go to 90 and then go to 0. Okay, so that's fine, right? Let's go to 0 and let's go to 200. Right? It should correct to 100. Let's try it. Got 0. Got my 5 seconds away. It goes back there. Cool. Let's just try. Let's bring everything back here. So the claw should open and close. The base should go back and forth. The tilt motor is going to be like, what are you trying to do, something crazy? And I go 20, just skip. And then the extend motor should do something. All right, let's try. Close, open, is my base okay here? Oh, I think I possibly had issues again with my cabling here. Let's try again. No. Wow, maybe I went too crazy with this. Okay, let's see if this works again. Again, feel free to laugh at me if you know what's going on. I am trying to figure this out. All right. Okay, so that seems to work well. And then now I think I've established I don't need these delays because the incremental part of the code takes care of that. So let's just make sure this still works. Cool. So I'm good there. Now what happens if I bring my claw stuff back, right? Just get rid of my delays here. Claw. So this looks like for whatever reason, when I try to do the other motor, it doesn't want to go. So what I'm going to do is let's just keep going with the same motor here. Let's see if I try to close the claw again. Does it open, close, and open, or is it, yeah, does it close back up? Let's see. Close, open. And then it doesn't want to do the third one. So it looks like, for whatever reason, my code only wants to do 2 commands. This is all kind of crazy. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. What if I do, okay, what if I give it all values that make sense? Okay, because maybe something's weird. So if I go like all, okay, so let's say the claw. We know the claw could be 120 and 5. Let's make sure we put it all numbers between 120 and 5. So 6 and 110 and 6. And then for the base motor, it could be 0 to 180. I'm just going to go 1 to 179. Okay? Close, open, close. Huh. So it works. Alright, so there's something wrong with the way I'm thinking here. Because if I go outside of that, it doesn't want to work, right? So let's say if I go like 5 here, let's go 4. Let's see if anything changes. There's something wrong with my code. Close, open, close. That seems to be fine. Huh. Okay, what if I go 0 here and 180? Is this still gonna work? Okay, but what if I go like -1 and 200? Okay, this is kind of what I felt like made it not work before. Close, open, close. Okay. Okay, it's just, I don't know why it's working right now. This is one of these. So let's like bring this stuff in and see what happens. Okay, and that's fine, because these aren't supposed to really do anything. Okay, so very strange. I'm gonna leave that with you. Okay, so the first thing I saw here was I try different values to make sure it works. Honestly, I'm not sure why I was getting those errors. So one thing I saw it did was with the cable, right? So be careful of the cables. Maybe the next video or the upcoming, I'll give some wiring strategy as well to make sure that the cables don't get stuck. I'm going to continue to look at my code to see if there's anything wrong with it, because that was strange. Sometimes I don't feel that great because it was not working for a little bit. I'm not sure though. So I'm going to check it out, do some more testing. In the meantime, go ahead and do what I did here and see how it works out for you. Okay, and then if you get that to all work like I do now, then you could do more complex moves. Dot dot dot. Try to grab something. Okay, like try to move all the different axes, open the claw, and try to grab a pencil or something from a friend. So you can, now that, as long as your function's working okay with the limits and stuff, you know that you don't need to worry about things breaking. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you see, when I have claw motor, I use the claw close, claw open, and base motor, I use base min and base max. So if I put claw into like the base motor one, you're gonna have issues, right? Because you have to make sure they match up. All right, that's all I have for now. Sorry about that little end to end. We're trying to like debug, and maybe there wasn't an issue, but I'm gonna leave that in the video so that you can kind of see, because if you actually see the issue, maybe I made a mistake, please do let me know. I'm not perfect, and one of the keys to a successful engineering project is that we help each other catch things, because sometimes when we're coding, we're just like thinking like one track, you know, whereas like you might miss some stuff on the side. So I'll keep doing some testing. If you have issues or you know what happened, please do let me know. All right, that's it for now. Bye bye.